So here's the MO-RA3 radiator that I ordered from Germany. Just arrived today. The box is a little bit worse for wear. It looks like it's been run through the mill, but that's probably understandable since it traveled halfway around the world. So anyway, cool, huh? Let's open it up. So the box had a lot of paper in it and seemed to be well packaged. So the outside didn't seem to have hurt anything. But here's the box that I believe this is the cover here for the fans, the grill, I believe. Yep. There's the grill right there. So I'll have that on the side of the radiator that points out into the room. There'll be a total of 18 fans on this in a push-pull configuration. And I'm going to be having it hooked up to this bad boy right here. It'll replace the two 360 XSPC radiators. So these are the feet that I ordered to go on the bottom of the radiator so it can stand up on its own. And just some cables that I ordered that'll allow me to run the power to the fans from the desktop bench over to where I have it, and make sure I have plenty of extra cables for that stuff. So here is the radiator. Let's take a look at that. So it's a nice box that it comes in. The total weight with the radiator and that grill and then those cables and feet was 9.8 kilograms. So 21 pounds. Pretty heavy for a radiator, I'd say. Well, let's open the box and look at it. Alright. So yeah, that's quite the heavy box. Got some hardware here in this top section. Some screws. Looks like fan mounting brackets. Here's some more things here. And here's the radiator itself. Yeah, that sucker's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, it's very well packaged, so good thing coming all the way from Germany to Phoenix area. So there she is. It's pretty sharp. Yeah, this sucker is hefty. So it looks like you can, you have like front, side, and back ports available for your lines. Just like it shows in the pictures. Of course, like everything else, pictures don't do it justice. So looking at everything you see online, it never quite shows it. So anyway, I'm going to put this thing together and I'll come back and show you some how it looks and show you some before and after results. Alright, be back with you shortly. Okay, I got this thing hooked up. I kind of rearranged my office a little bit. I moved my chiller over here by the window so I can get some of that heat outside, and put it on top of a file cabinet, kind of get it elevated. So let's take a look at this Watercool MO-RA3 radiator. It's actually a pretty cool product. It's extremely well made, very happy with how it's built. What I did on the back here, it's kind of ghetto, but it works. Instead of having a bunch of little individual filters, I got a 14 by 14 Filtrete filter from the department store. Just use some two-sided mounting tape, put this stick on top of it, and so it's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. But the two-sided tape is on the from the paper to the wood there, so it just gives it kind of a lip so it doesn't fall down. So that's filtering all the air that's going through there to keep the fins of it clean. So you can see there's a total of 9 120 millimeter fans on each side. I used the XS PC 1650 RPM fans. I had those on my dual 360 setup before. I liked them. They pushed a good amount of air and were pretty quiet. So I kind of rerouted my lines. Those of you that have seen the system before will recognize it looks different. I used to have a loop that went around here to the GPU from the CPU on top that was more visible. So I cleaned that up a little bit more. Now that I don't have the radiators on the back here anymore, got a lot more space in behind. So that worked out really well. So all in all, I'd give it a thumbs up. It's a well-made product. Nothing really bad to say about it. A couple of things I ran into putting this grill on. Cable management obviously is a huge pain in the butt with that many fans, with 18 fans trying to do the cable management on that. But there's a screw that goes through the fan and the outer fan screw hole on each of the four corners. Routing the wires in between the fans and that kind of thing to kind of keep them hidden caused the end fans to not line up exactly like they needed to, and I couldn't get this screw started. So what I did, I just took a drill bit and drilled the hole out a little bit larger on the fans themselves in the outer corner on each of the four corners there, so that the screw had lined the hole, and that took care of that. So I didn't want to have a whole bunch of different channels. I have this fan controller down here on the front. I only wanted to have the front on one channel, the rear on another channel. I didn't want a bunch of channels, so I can use one switch for front, one switch for the rear. So that's where the cable management became a real mess. As you can see, I had to like 3 fans into one so that I could put them into this this splitter right here. So you got basically 3, I guess, channels you'd call it on the back, and then 3 on the front the same way. So that was a lot of extra cable mess to deal with. I got it bundled up pretty well. It's not ideal, but hey, it's a lot of wires. But anyhow, let's take a look at the before and after results on the temps, alright? So as you can see, we have the 7980XE running at 5 gigahertz on all cores. We saw a maximum temperature of 83 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes of CPU stress testing in AIDA64. The ambient temperature was 75.9 when I did the test with the dual 360 radiators in a push-pull configuration. So our next test we'll take a look at was with the MO-RA3 360. So you can see a minor reduction in the core temperatures, about 3 to 5 degrees Celsius overall. So not too bad, considering I had a dual 360. The ambient temperatures when I tested the MO-RA3 was 75.7. So just making sure that you guys know that there was an apples to apples comparison there on the ambient temperatures. So the question at the end of the day becomes, is it worth it? So um, it depends. Um, it's really well made, like the way it looks. Price is reasonable. There's really nothing to hate about it. So I'm very satisfied with it overall. As far as improving temps, as you saw in the screenshots, nothing to get overly excited about, but hey, it was an improvement. Had I been going from air to water, or a smaller system like an all-in-one, or a single 360 radiator, I think there is where we would have seen a remarkable improvement, probably a lot better. But given the fact that I was already starting with a dual 360 radiator setup with fans and push-pull, and system that was actually cooling really well, all things considered, I think it would have been unrealistic to expect the temps to be more than 3 to 5 degrees improvement as we saw. So, but if you're really into the aesthetic and you have the space for it, everything, it's a great product and I highly recommend it. So, anyway, it's a short video today. I hope everybody's 2020 is off to a good start, and everyone had a good New Year. And here we are, almost Valentine's Day. So anyway, guys, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.